From the Pep Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. The Los Angeles Times is reporting that the Department of Government Efficiency, run by President Trump's billionaire advisor and Tesla CEO Elon Musk, has gained access to sensitive Treasury data, including Social Security and Medicare customer payment systems, according to two people familiar with the situation. The move by the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, a Trump administration task force assigned to find ways to fire federal workers, cut programs, and slash federal regulations, means it could have wide leeway to access important taxpayer data, among other things. The New York Times first reported the news of the group's access of the massive federal payment system. The two people who spoke to the Associated Press spoke on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly. The highest ranking Democrat on the Senate Finance Committee, Ron Wyden of Oregon, sent a letter on Friday to new Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent expressing concern that officials associated with Musk may have intended to access these payment systems to illegally withhold payments to any number of programs. To put it bluntly, these payment systems simply cannot fail, and any politically motivated meddling in them risks severe damage to our country and the economy, Wyden said. The news comes after Treasury's acting Deputy Secretary, David LeBrick, resigned from his position after more than 30 years of service. The Washington Post on Friday reported that LeBrick resigned after Musk and his DOGE team requested access to sensitive Treasury data. In other news, LGBTQ Nation is reporting that Republican legislators in Idaho's House of Representatives has passed a non-binding resolution this week urging the U.S. Supreme Court to overturn marriage equality in the United States. Introduced earlier this month by State Representative Heather Scott, House Joint Memorial 1 states that Idaho's legislature rejects the Supreme Court's 2015 decision in Obergefell v. Hodges and calls upon the court to reverse its decision and restore the natural definition of marriage, a union of one man and one woman. On Monday, January 27th, the Idaho House adopted the resolution in a 46-24 vote. The resolution describes the Obergefell decision, which established the constitutional right of same-sex couples to marry in all 50 states, as an illegitimate overreach based on a novel, flawed interpretation of key clauses within the Constitution and our nation's legal and cultural precedents. At a hearing earlier this month, Scott said that the resolution's purpose is just to affirm our state authority to regulate marriage. And indeed, as the ACLU of Idaho noted in a January 8th X post, blasting the move, the measure is not a law and carries no legal weight. While the resolution does not change or create law, the group wrote, it does express values and signal priorities, in this case singling out LGBTQ plus people for separate and unequal treatment. The ACLU of Idaho added that it would not tolerate attacks on the LGBTQ plus community and urged Idaho voters to let their representatives know they oppose the resolution. And finally, yesterday was Groundhog Day. ABC News had this to say about the all-knowing weather prognosticator. Punxsutawney Phil woke up on Sunday and saw his shadow, meaning we are destined for 6 more weeks of winter, according to legend. Legend has it that if Punxsutawney Phil, perhaps the world's most famous groundhog, sees his shadow, then winter will continue for another 6 weeks. But if he doesn't see his shadow, spring will come early. The weather in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania during the announcement was partly cloudy with temperatures hovering at about 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Snow is expected later on Sunday. Phil's actual prediction, however, takes place ahead of time in a place called Gobbler's Knob, a small hill just outside of the town, and has done so every year since 1887. This year marks the 139th time the event has occurred, according to the Pennsylvania Tourism Office. That's the news for this hour. Be sure to subscribe to the Pep Radio YouTube channel and find us on Blue Sky at Pep Radio. We are coming soon to Substack, so check us out there too. For Pep Radio, I'm David Moore. Let's get back now to the let's get back to the music now, shall we? Here on Pep Radio.